Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This channel is dedicated to me learning about different things from around the world. So I'm watching any kind of video about any kind of subject that I find interesting. Today I am continuing my reaction to Ireland and I'm watching this video called Irish Christmas Traditions. I just thought it would be a fitting video because we're sort of in the holiday season right now. And I am actually very curious to find out about Christmas traditions both in Ireland but also in other countries and cultures around the world. I'm jumping into this video which comes from the channel Wolfe Momma. It's actually a pretty cool Irish YouTube channel about Irish life and Irish language and culture. Go check it out, support the original content if you want to, and support the original video. Let's just jump into this video. But before we do that, if you are a new viewer or a returning viewer and you have subscribed, then please subscribe to my channel. Also click that like button to like this video and also click that bell to get notified about new videos. Let's just jump into this video. Let's do it.
Hi, welcome to my channel. It's Christmas and I'm getting so excited starting the season and getting into the Christmas spirit. I thought I'd share with you some Christmas traditions we have here in Ireland that might not be very familiar outside of Ireland. A lot of it is the usual, in a lot of countries. Santa comes Christmas Eve, open presents Christmas morning, Christmas lunch, Christmas trees, ugly jumpers, all that kind of usual stuff. But I'm going to go through some things that might not be as familiar. Some of them you might know, some of them you might not. But let's get started. The first tradition I'll talk about is the Christmas Day swim. On Christmas Day, people all over Ireland go for a swim in the sea. It's usually in the morning time, but times vary depending on location. Where I am, it's midday. And hundreds of people go to the beach to watch the Christmas Day swim, and it is so much fun. And you run into old neighbors, old friends, family. It's just such a good vibe down on the beach. And the people that go swimming, I say swimming, but it's so cold that it's more a case of like run in the water, jump in, and run back out as fast as you can, usually screaming because it's so cold. But
really?
It's just such a great atmosphere down there. I haven't taken part yet.
Wait. Christmas Day swim. Okay, I've never heard about this before. But you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of here in Denmark and in the other Nordic countries, we have something similar where we jump into the sea in the winter, an ice jump into the sea. I can't remember what it's called, but different Nordic countries have different regional variations of this tradition, and it sort of reminds me of this. But cool, I didn't know that Ireland had this tradition. Wow. I would think that that Ireland is pretty cold in the winter as well. It's not a tradition that I necessarily would like to try because I'm a person that is really sensitive to cold, especially cold water. Even though I am a Danish guy, I don't like to jump in the sea in the winter, and I think a lot of people don't like that, even though they come from another country. But anyway, I think it's a fascinating tradition, and it's something that I would really like to experience someday. Maybe not jumping in myself, but maybe just standing, on the shore and cheering people on or something like that. But yeah, it's cool to to see that Ireland also has this kind of tradition. And by the way, here in the Nordic countries, the countries that have this tradition, especially here in Denmark, a lot of people jump into the sea in the winter to shock the system because it's apparently also very healthy for the body. It rejuvenates and re-energizes the body. And then once they have been in the cold sea, they go to the sauna afterwards, and then they stay in the sauna for a little while, and then they go back into the sea, and then they switch back and forth. That's at least what we do here in Denmark, and I know that a couple of the other Nordic countries have their own similar things that they do, especially in Finland. I know Finnish sauna culture and ice bathing culture is just on a different level altogether. That's just crazy. Um, but yeah, this is a cool tradition in Ireland. Yeah, really interesting. I would like to see that someday, actually. If you have ever participated in this tradition, please leave me a comment. I would really like to know that. So,
But my brother has, my husband has, my brother-in-law has, but it's just fun. It's fun to just watch. But I usually make excuses because it's so cold. But maybe this year I'll try it. I don't know. But it's just so much fun to go down and watch the Christmas Day
yeah.
scene is a big one. The next tradition.
Yeah, it would be fun, as I said before, to watch, but maybe not to participate. At least not for me. Yeah, maybe some other people out there really like this tradition. So yeah, please let me know.
Is the 12 pubs of Christmas, and this is basically you go on a night out with
Pubs
your
of
friends
Christmas.
and you go in a big group and you choose 12.
Okay. 12 pubs of Christmas. Let me guess, this is some sort of pub marathon, where you go from pub to pub and drink. Yeah, I think this is also something that they do in the UK. At least that's what I've heard. Maybe not at Christmas, but I've heard about this tradition from going to from pub to pub. I think it's called a pub marathon or something like that. I can't really remember, but yeah, my guess is this is something similar to that.
Pubs that you're going to go to, and you have to have a pint or a drink in every single pub. And it's usually a miracle if
Okay.
everyone that starts in the one pub ends up in the 12th pub, because it can get really messy, because obviously 12 pints is a lot to drink in a night. And there's usually
Wow.
either Christmas jumpers. You always dress up. It's either Christmas jumpers or some kind of themed outfits, and you can always spot, if you're out in town, you can always spot a group that's doing the 12 pubs of Christmas, because usually the way
That's
they're
so
dressed
cool, man.
and pretty drunk. I remember one time I did
Yeah, I would imagine that you can get pretty drunk over the course of the night, especially when you drink one pint at each pub. Wow, that is a lot. But you know what? This is actually one of the other things that I would like to try in Ireland, because it sounds like a cool tradition. Especially also because, as I've said before, Ireland is one of those countries I would like to visit in the future, and Irish pub culture and Irish beer culture is something that really interests me, because I've heard a lot of things about different Irish beer brands. I have heard both positive and negative things. But I can't really remember if I've ever tasted an Irish beer before. I know that Guinness is one of the most famous beer brands, but I've never tried a Guinness before, or any other Irish beers before. So this tradition, I think, would actually be right up my alley, actually, because I'm a beer drinker. I love beer, and it would be interesting to see if Ireland also have some specialty beer brands, during the Christmas season. Um, yeah, please let me know in the comments if you know any traditional Irish beer brands that only comes out during the holiday Christmas season, then please let me know. I would really like to check that out. Especially one day when I would like to try different kinds of Irish beers. So yeah, please let me know if you've ever tried this 12 pub Christmas tradition, and how did it turn out for you? Because yeah, 1 pint per pub, yeah, that's a lot.
12 pubs at Christmas with my friends, and then my boyfriend at the time did 12 pubs with his friends, and we arranged to meet in the 12th pub together. And I got to the 12th pub and he wasn't there, and I was trying to call him and he wasn't answering his phone, and so I was
He
waiting
wasn't
around.
there. Yeah, maybe he was passed out or on a sofa somewhere in a pub or something. Yeah, I could imagine that.
For him, and turned out he was arrested. He was in jail for public intoxication. So it's always
What? Okay, arrested. Wow. Okay. Please, please, you guys, drink responsibly. Okay, if you're going to participate in in this kind of tradition, please do it responsibly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with drinking beer because beer is amazing. But if you're drinking so much that you come to a point where where you can imagine yourself doing something really, really foolish or stupid, then just stop, okay? Just stop before it goes really crazy. Yeah. Just don't get arrested, okay?
a messy night. It's a crazy night, but it is so much fun.
Yeah,
12 pubs.
crazy.
The next tradition is Nullig na Man, and this means Women's Little Christmas. And this is every year.
Wait, I'm really fascinated about Irish language, so I'm just going to see if I can pronounce
Is
this.
Nullig na Man.
Nolig Naman. Nolig Naman. Okay, so the B is silent. Yeah, I've mentioned before in my previous videos that I'm really fascinated about languages. Also, it's one of my big interests, and the Irish language is one of those things that I am very, very fascinated about. It's such a unique cultural, traditional language, and I would actually like to watch more videos in the future about the Irish language and the nuances and the particularities of that language, because it's really fascinating to me. But yeah, Nolik Leman, I think she said it was a women's Christmas or something.
And this means Women's Little Christmas. And this is
Women's
every
Little
year
Christmas,
on
yeah.
January 6th. The Christmas season is officially over, everything's wrapped up and it's finished, so the women get a day off. So usually the men take on the household chores and the parenting responsibilities, and the women get to go out and meet their friends and have some drinks and food and just a day off. It's not that popular nowadays. A lot of people kind of don't do this tradition anymore. I think it's still very popular in rural parts of Ireland.
Yeah, women's Christmas. Yeah, and I can see why that is. Maybe this is a tradition that I mean, it seems like from the picture she showed, it seems like it's a very old tradition. Maybe it comes from a time before women were more independent, or out in the workforce. Maybe before that, from the 1800s, 1700s, 1600s, I don't know, a long time ago, where women didn't have their own traditions. Maybe this comes from that time. But I can see why it's something that isn't really that prevalent anymore, because maybe it doesn't it's maybe not necessary anymore that women have their own day or Christmas Day tradition or something, because today we're just all, equal. So we all participate in the same traditions together. Um, but yeah, I can see why this is not really a thing anymore. Um, but yeah, let's see what she has to say about it. Yeah.
And in little villages and things, but where I am anyway, people don't really observe it. But
No,
it's
no.
definitely a very old Irish tradition that
Yeah.
has been going on for a lot of years. The next tradition is the
Yeah.
Late Late Toy Show. Everyone in
Late Late
Ireland
Toy
knows
Show.
about the Late Late Toy Show and looks forward to it. It's a live TV special where the host goes through all of the popular toys for the Christmas season, and they play with them, and they bring kids on the show, and it's just become, for a lot of people, it's like the official start
Cool.
of Christmas. And you can get Late Late Toy Show pajamas, you can get Late Late Toy Show mugs, sweet shops do, treat boxes. It's such a huge deal, and I think it's on in late November, and it starts quite late, like
Nice. This sounds like a nice tradition. Again, I think this would be right up my alley because I'm a nerd. I'm a big nerd. So I like, having fun, and I'm I'm a child at heart, and I like toys. I like comedy and having fun. So this actually seems to be a really cool tradition. I wonder how many young children watches this if it's on so late at night. Um, but yeah, if any of you know how spread out this tradition is, or if any of you have seen this late late toy show before, then please let me know, and maybe also tell me some clips or some links that I could watch, because I think it would be really fun to see. And also let me know how many of you grew up watching this show, if it's a really old show and a really old tradition, or if it's something that just comes from the modern time. So yeah, please let me know.
reason it's called the Late Late Toy Show. I think it starts at like 9:30 p.m. or something. So that's pretty late for kids to get to stay up, but they always get to stay up late to watch the toy show. And
Okay.
there's singing and dancing and performances, and because it's a live show, something always goes wrong, but it's such a good tradition. Everyone loves the Late Late Toy Show. The next
Fantastic.
tradition is the Christmas panto. A panto is like a pantomime. It's like a play. Like you go to the
I've heard
theater,
about
but
this
it's
before.
usually soap stars or people that were on Big Brother type actors, and full of stupid jokes, and they want the kids in the audience to shout things at them, and so it's that kind of show, kind of like a silly show. I haven't been since I was a kid, so a lot of years, but now that I have kids, I'm going this year for the first time in so long, and we're gonna go see Cinderella. I think it's gonna be a laugh, and that's all it is. It's
Okay.
just a laugh, but
Panto, yeah, I've heard about panto before, in a UK context. It's something that I've heard of, in that culture, because panto is also a thing in the UK and in Great Britain. So yeah, it's another example of some things that are similar between Ireland and Great Britain, because they are neighbors, and some things or some traditions can be similar or bleed over in the two cultures. So yeah, pantomime or panto seems very cool and seems very fun. It reminds me of something that we have here in Denmark, and also the other Nordic countries, where we have something called a review, or in Danish revue, which is a sketch comedy theater show, that is focused a lot of that is focused on um, caricatures and song and dance. Maybe it's something where the actors are portraying a character or an exaggerated version of a famous person that has done something significant throughout the year, or they are making fun of an event that has happened in the last year or something. So it's sort of a yearly review comedy show that is focusing on something that is current in the society at that point, with celebrities, famous people, and news stories and something like that. And it's a sketch comedy theater show. So yeah, this panto thing reminds me of that review that we have here in Denmark, and maybe they are very similar. Um, but I think the difference is that in a review here in Denmark, or in the other Nordic countries, I don't think that the audience participates by shouting suggestions to the actors. She said that they sort of shout something at the actors during this panto thing, and that doesn't happen here. That's something that happens in improv shows, where the audience comes with suggestions to what the actors are going to play and do and stuff like that. But yeah, it doesn't happen during the sketch theater show, So yeah, that's something that sounds cool, and it just reminded me of what we have here in Denmark. So yeah, it sounds like a fun tradition, and I would really like to experience that someday. So yeah, but what's the best panto show in Ireland? What's the best panto show that you've seen in Ireland? Please let me know in the comments.